The legal case of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, ipob, has been reassigned to another judge, sparking discussions about fairness in the trial. People are questioning why Nnamdi Kanu was being tried in Abuja when the alleged offences took place in southeastern Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu's legal team is pushing for a fair and speedy trial, citing violations of his constitutional rights. Concerns were raised over judicial inconsistencies, with the Federal High Court allegedly disobeying Supreme Court rulings. They are accusations against the Nigerian security agencies for committing atrocities and allegedly enabling insecurity. They are speculation that the Nigerian government's refusal to release Nnamdi Kanu is politically motivated, with politicians benefiting from the status quo. Many believe Nnamdi Kanu's release would help reduce insecurity in the region, as he has influence over the people. They are claims that politicians and security agencies are complicit in or even sponsoring the insecurity in Nigeria. They are also criticism that Nigerians do not ask enough questions or react strongly to issues that should provoke serious action. Some believe Nigerians need to rise up against the injustices happening, especially regarding insecurity and government manipulation. Recently, there has been a major development in a case that has captured the attention of many Nigerians and observers around the world. The legal proceedings involving Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, have been reassigned to another judge in Nigeria. This decision has sparked a host of questions and debates about the fairness of the trial and the integrity of the legal system in Nigeria. I find it important to share my thoughts on this matter, as it touches not only on legal procedures, but also on broader issues of governance, justice, and the future of security in the country. From the very beginning, questions have been raised about the location of the trial. Many people are asking why Nnamdi Kanu was being tried in Abuja when the alleged offences occurred in southeastern Nigeria. This is not a trivial issue because the location of a trial can have significant implications for its fairness. The argument is that a trial held in the region where the events allegedly took place would be more likely to reflect the local realities and understandings of the case. Nnamdi Kanu's legal team has been very vocal in insisting that his constitutional rights be respected, particularly his right to a fair and speedy trial. They argue that holding the trial in a distant city like Abuja undermines the principle of local jurisdiction and may serve political ends rather than justice. In many discussions on this subject, it has been noted that the legal process in Nigeria seems to be fraught with inconsistencies. The Federal High Court, which was previously handling the case, has been accused of not following Supreme Court rulings. Such allegations of judicial inconsistency have only added to the public's suspicion that the case might be manipulated to serve political interests. I understand that these concerns run deep, as they not only affect the outcome for one individual, but also reflect on the overall state of the justice system. When a high-profile case such as this one is marred by procedural irregularities, it shakes the confidence that the law is being applied equally and fairly to everyone. The controversy over the reassignment of the case has also brought into sharp focus the role of the Nigerian security agencies. There have been widespread allegations that these agencies have been involved in acts of brutality and have even been complicit in enabling insecurity. Many citizens believe that the government's refusal to release Nnamdi Kanu is politically motivated. They contend that by keeping him detained, certain political figures benefit from the status quo, which in turn sustains an environment of fear and insecurity. I feel that this perspective is important because it highlights how a single legal case can have broader political ramifications. It raises the question of whether the government is truly committed to justice and security, or whether it is more concerned with maintaining its grip on power. Throughout the years that Nnamdi Kanu has been detained, his legal team has been pushing for a trial that not only respects the letter of the law, but also its spirit. They have repeatedly cited violations of his constitutional rights and have called for a trial that is both fair and swift. The notion of a speedy trial is crucial here because delays can often exacerbate feelings of injustice and contribute to ongoing insecurity. Many believe that if Nnamdi Kanu were to be released after a fair hearing, his influence over the local population could play a significant role in reducing the endemic violence that has plagued southeastern Nigeria. In this context, his trial is seen not just as a matter of legal procedure, but as a potential turning point in addressing long-standing issues of regional insecurity. I have listened to discussions and testimonies from various experts who have weighed in on the matter. One prominent commentator explained that the decision to reassign the case might be an attempt to correct a miscarriage of justice that has been evident from the beginning. This individual argued that the lower courts, particularly the Federal High Court, appeared to be under pressure or influenced by external factors, which led to decisions that contradicted Supreme Court judgments. This kind of judicial misstep not only affects Nnamdi Kanu's case, but also sets a worrying precedent for how other sensitive cases might be handled in the future. When the judiciary is seen as compromised, it undermines the entire legal framework and weakens public trust in government institutions. Another layer of complexity in this situation involves the political dynamics at play. Many Nigerians believe that the government and certain politicians have a vested interest in keeping Nnamdi Kanu detained. The argument is that his release would empower him to mobilize his supporters and challenge established political structures that benefit from the current state of affairs. Some even claim that the refusal to release him is part of a broader strategy to maintain a particular power balance in the region. I have always felt that when political motivations interfere with legal proceedings, the result is a deep erosion of public confidence in the system. It is not just a question of legal rights, but also of ensuring that the government remains accountable to its citizens. This case has also led to broader debates about the role of the security agencies and their relationship with political leaders. There are serious concerns that these agencies have been given a free hand to act with impunity, a situation that has led to numerous human rights abuses. I find it deeply troubling that many feel the security forces are not held accountable for their actions and that their conduct might be indirectly supported by political elites. Such a scenario, where the agencies responsible for public safety are also implicated in contributing to the climate of insecurity, creates a vicious cycle that can be extremely hard to break. The reassigning of Nnamdi Kanu's case is therefore being watched not only as a legal maneuver, but also as a potential signal that the government might be willing to re-examine its approach to dealing with dissent and security issues.
Then the transfer of his case to the Southeast, speedy trial, and 100 billion damages. So today we are going to discuss the implication of his suit. We are going to talk about what it means and what people should expect after the suit. We have a lot of things to discuss today because people are beginning to raise questions like, why were they trying him in Abuja? That is a 1 billion naira question. Why were they trying him in Abuja? If they said what he did or what he was doing is from the southeastern Nigeria before, and the whole Federal High Court in Nigeria have the same jurisdiction. So the questions people are asking now is, why are they trying him in Abuja? So that is the first question. And when you talk about the speedy trial of his case, that is what we are still going to discuss. it is important people understand the essence of the speedy trial, because the government has been making excuses for over 10 years now, especially from the time he was adopted from Kenya. That is almost 4 years now, getting to 5 years. So these are the issues that we are going to discuss this afternoon. We are going to hear from public's opinion. And for those who want to join us live, there is a link there in the comment section where you can join us live to air your view. For those of you who are not aware of the suit instituted yesterday, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has filed 2 separate lawsuits challenging the alleged violation of his constitutional rights, including the rights to a fair hearing, fair trial, and speedy trial. Kanu, who filed the suit through his legal team led by his special counsel Barrister Nnamdi Kanu, urged the court and the Nigerian government to adhere to the constitutional provision and relevant statutes in handling his case. Kanu is a kind of person who have been telling the government to respect the rule of law. If you see someone that the government is trying, someone who is going to court and telling you to respect the rule of law, that is to say that the person is not afraid of the trial. The person is not afraid of, everything. And before we continue, there is this man that, breaks down what really transpired, because there are a lot of questions, complications surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Now, people are saying, what about Supreme Court judgment that have faulted the federal government from the beginning to the end? What really transpired? Why is it that people are not even talking about that? Why is it that the lower court, ordinary federal high court, is disobeying Supreme Court because of Nnamdi Kanu? Anyway, Dan Onase explains that better. So stay with us. Before we go into the details, we have a guest in the house as well. Let us listen to Dan Onase, what he explained about the judgment so far about Nnamdi Kanu case and the injustice that the federal government are carrying out against Nnamdi Kanu. Stay with us.
So, if anybody, when Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all these illegality that the federal government and their security agencies committed, all they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what will do is the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What will be the basis of it? When I started, I talked about judicial rascality. So what it empowers is security rascality. Because you cannot tell other police, army, navy, air force, condemn them plainly, and then you exonerate them. So you give them license to kill Nigerians, just like they are doing in Plateau, killing people. They are doing in Benue, herdsmen are killing people. But you haven't had any person in this country condemn the herdsmen of Nigeria for killing hundreds of thousands of Nigerians. You haven't had them condemn the killings in southern Kaduna. So the security agencies have been encouraged to recklessness. And recklessness not about spoken word. Recklessness with gun, killing Nigerian citizens. So if anybody, when Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all these illegality that the federal government and their security agencies committed, all they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what will do is the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What will be the basis of it? And look at the whole panel, about 7 judges, not one Igbo man, not one person from the southeast, not one person from the south. So it's a contrived business to put that boy, to put him behind bar. And we have been asking that they should turn him to Kuje prison. They refuse. Why wouldn't they allow him to go to Kuje prison? Why keep him at the DSS? Why? So it shows you that Nigeria is not interested in fighting insecurity. Because if they were interested and they love this country, they would have seen that Nnamdi Kanu is a major instrument that will bring security. Southeast will be a beginning. The other parts of the country would have been a follow-up. So it's unfortunate that you condemn security forces for the crimes they commit, and you exonerate them by keeping Nnamdi Kanu there and asking that we go back again, to start case from, Federal High Court Africa. What actually is the sin of Nnamdi Kanu? Asking for justice for people. That's what he's saying. That the Southeast has been completely, excommunicated from everything that happens in this country. So we pray that this young man, I don't know whether you have had the privilege to speak with him, one of the most brilliant young men you can ever come across. Not only is he brilliant, but well spoken. Why this man shows you that we have no values. Can you imagine a boy that a whole zone respects? A whole zone respects him. Who else, apart from M.I. Okpara in those days and Dr. Nnamdi Kanu, they don't have as much respect as this young man. That would have been an advantage for Tinubu and his government with the National Security Advisor to say, look, how do we seriously start to curb this insecurity in the country? If this boy is so loved by his people, why don't we sit him down and discuss with him, know where he's coming from? If there are things he's agitating against we can solve, we start doing something. And look at Northwest and Northeast. Look at where the country is today. Everywhere is war, killing people. Killing is no more, it's an admirable, concept in Nigeria now. Any day nobody is killed, you don't hear it, then it's abnormal. But the normal day, hundreds killed in herdsmen in Plateau Plateau, in southern Kaduna, in the southeast, then not to talk of the bandits and Boko Haram in northeast and northwest. That one is a daily occurrence, killing hundreds of them. We're a country without statistics. If we have good statistics, people will riot to know the number of Nigerians who are dying. Every town now, in all parts of the country, people are burying people. People go to bed, they won't wake up. So it's all cumulative effect of this total insecurity. Probably you do work somewhere, nobody pays you. You are working for somebody, you are not paid. You go to bed, you are thinking of what you will tell your wife in the morning. You can't pay school fees. The man goes to bed and won't wake up. And we say, God, please take my life. Why am I living? When a man cannot take care of his immediate family, what life is it anymore? And you don't want people to react.
All right, and the video continues. That was the testimony of Dan Onlase, okay? And he was talking about the confusion state of the Nigerian judiciary, where the Supreme Court will give judgment, then the Federal High Court will do another thing, and so on and so forth. So with this, I'm being joined by Nnamdi Kanu. Well, Nnamdi, good morning. Oh, this is 2:02 Nigerian time. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Now, let us start, step by step. Do you think that Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, finding for them to transfer the case to the Southeast, do you think that that is justifiable, or you just believe that he should continue the trial in Abuja, that any good thing will come out? Remember that Justice Binta Nyako, after recusing herself, the government wants Binta Nyako again to come and handle the case again. So what is the business of Binta Nyako with this Nnamdi Kanu case? What have they, I don't know, have they given her money maybe for her to jail Nnamdi Kanu? Is that the reason why they return the same judgment to her? So tell us what you know about all these things.
Good afternoon, Coach Marcel. Good afternoon, our dear listeners. Talking about Nnamdi Kanu case, it has been a miscarriage of justice since the inception of the case.
I think you can be more audible.
Talking about Nnamdi Kanu case, it has been a miscarriage of justice since the inception of the case. Because I believe self-determination is never a crime. The question that the case transferred to Southeast is for a joke, because you know that from there, he will get the required justice.
But do you think that, I don't really know, because everything is possible in Nigeria. Finding for his case to be transferred to the Southeast is a normal thing, a defendant should do when he don't have trust in the court or in the judge. So do you think that the court will do and give up and transfer his case to the Southeast?
That is the problem here, because that is the thing that they are supposed to do. But I believe Nigeria as it is, and the interest Nigeria have in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, I believe they are not doing it, because in a just society, in a sense, that is what they are supposed to do. Because I believe they know that that Abuja that are trying the case, they are not giving Mazi a fair hearing.
Yeah.
So we believe that. Yes, the case being transferred to Southeast, yes, the supporters will be there. So
is it all about the supporters about the lawyers or the judges, I mean to say, who will deliver the judgment in fairness?
Both the judges and the supporters, all of them will be there to witness the case. But we know the Nigerian we are. Nnamdi Kanu is being held unjustly, to be frank with you. Because the guy who has been with them, this is getting to it's getting to 5 years now. Since 4 years, he has been in their custody. For no reason. Because first, they kidnapped him.
Yeah. You just listen to that. Yeah, you just listen to Dan Ondase when he was talking about the issue of insecurity. That if Nnamdi Kanu has been released, that the insecurity in the Southeast will not be like this. The other day, we see about
that is the simple part. That is the simple part. He's saying the truth. Because I believe if Nnamdi Kanu is being released today, the insecurity in the Southeast, it will only be reduced to minimum. It will be wiped out.
Now,
he himself, Mazi, he knows how to go about it. And when he speaks, the people listen to him.
All right. Are you saying that those people who don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, so they are the ones sponsoring insecurity? Since it is the opinion of so many people, public opinion, majority opinion, that the release of Nnamdi Kanu will stop insecurity in the Southeast. So it is like, directly now or indirectly, any way you may put it, that those who don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released are the ones sponsoring insecurity.
Those that don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released are the politicians, because of their selfish interest. I keep on saying it.
But politicians, and with that number, it has been proven that they sponsor insecurity. Are you not aware of that?
That's what I'm saying. Because politics is a dirty game. Because it's all about selfish interest. They know that it's only Mazi that is fighting for the interests of the people. When you talk about the politicians, they are fighting for their own interests. So they believe that when this man come on board, that he will overshadow them.
Okay.
I'm telling you, most of those governors, all the governors in the Southeast, they don't want Mazi to be released for their own selfish interests. And to end insecurity in the Southeast is for the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. Once that is being done, you can't hear that, so killing is occurring in any of the states in Southeast. Take for instance, when he was free the other time, he established a Eastern Security Network. Then, you never hear that Fulani men are terrorizing any of the community.
Yeah.
Because they know how to go about it. But all these governors we have, they are playing politics with the masses. Because they know that, yes, if I do this thing, the federal government will do this thing for me. Because they don't have the interest of people at hand. Because they always believe on their own. Thinking, okay, how will I go about my next tenure? Nnamdi Kanu is only the way for
All
South to
right.
be free of insecurity.
All right. The question here is this. A lot of people, this is not a new thing. A lot of people have accused the complicity of the military, the police, which was led by the politicians through their influence and direction to collude with the terrorists to carry out, this killing against people. And in our previous live session, I told you about the issue of Zamfara governor accusing his predecessor, who is the Minister of Defense State, of sponsoring terrorists, sponsoring bandits. And a lot of them, I can't mention all of them. A lot of them, one way or the other, has admitted that the government are directly sponsoring, all this insecurity we are seeing today. Some of them said it is the Fulani they imported, like Inaya Baribe, he said that on national television, that is the people they imported to help Buhari, that is where they started, and those people who have come into the country are now asking their people to come again, asking other people from different Sahel regions to come into Nigeria, that they are here, and so on and so forth. So, if these are the cases, the question now, sometimes it baffles me why some politicians don't reason in this angle. Why they don't reason like this is the causes. Why would they allow their people to be dying? The other day, that was 3 days ago, you saw Enugu women protesting. The way they were doing, crying, doing all this heartbreaking. And up to now, have you seen where President talk about that? No. Have you even seen where CDS Musa talk about that? No. But once Simon Ekpa has not been arrested, every day they are talking about it. They say Simon Ekpa is causing the insecurity. Now that Simon Ekpa is not there, now look at everybody. They have been killing them, raping them, doing all sorts of things. Now the question here that people really need to understand, is it that the politicians are not aware of what is happening? Or is because they are colluding, totally colluding? When I mean totally colluding, to the extent of betraying your own people, totally colluding with the armed bandits to kill their people. What is your take on this?
You know that when you talk about politics, all these politicians, they don't care. They will go extra mile to convince their leaders that they are doing well. They don't care about the masses. So take for instance now, you mentioned that there's never a day the president condemned by a harmful massacre, the Fulani herdsmen did, nor the CDS. That shows that these guys, they don't have interest on it. Because it's like those governors there, their next target is how to come back to their seats. They are not interested in the masses. That is politics. They are doing it to please their master. Yes, you are defending us because they don't have the interest of the people at hand. That is just what they are interested in. So I've said it not once, not twice. If you are hoping on the government to end insecurity, we will wait in vain because they are not coming.
All right. Do you believe that Nigerians are dumps? According to IBB book in page 331, that Nigerians don't ask questions, that they are badly educated, that anything you give them, they take without asking questions?
You know, when it comes to Nigerians and politicians, their case is very delicate because if someone inflicts you with hunger, okay, that minute, he come and give you something to conquer the hunger for that time. You speak well of the person. That is why I made that comment that yes, Nigerians, we are somehow dumb. Because we are the one that are giving these people that privilege to suffer us.
All right. Now, for me, the reason why I'm saying this is that what is going on right now is enough. When I mean it's enough even to cause a civil war in a country. Do you know what it means for Fulani invaders to come to Enugu after sleeping with old women? They will carry stick, they go choke them into their anus. You know what that means? It's enough to cause. What caused the First World War? The First World War, the causes is not up to this thing. The Second World War, the cause of the Second World War is not up to this that is happening. Now, the CDS Musa is biased against the Igbos. Totally biased against the Igbos. Before, CDS was every day going to press, talking about the insecurity in the Southeast. The insecurity is now increasing. The other day, they burn down houses, they keep people in Ebonyi State. Nobody's talking about it. The other day, Enugu is now protesting. Day before yesterday, Benin people, they are protesting. Nobody is even talking about all these things. Nobody is talking about it. Why? Because the people they thought that they are the ones sponsored, they are the one causing the insecurity, they are not. So this issue is very controversial. That is why I'm asking you whether you believe that Nigerians are dumb. Because I personally, I know that Nigerians are dumb. They don't ask questions, they don't react, they love life, they are not, they are just afraid to ask any question, to do everything. And at the end, their people are still dying. Their people are still dying. Anything, according to MHE, what's supposed to cause war in another country? In Nigeria, people will sleep. This man, every now and then, everybody knows about this video. This T.Y. Danjuma video.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral.
This video,
they collude.
It's enough to cause war
with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them.
You see, this video is enough to cause war in a same country. That's number one army man that has been retired came out to tell you that the Nigerian forces are colluding with the armed bandits. He's not saying it because he wants to. The man is still alive till today. He knows what he said. This video is enough to cause war in another country. But nobody talks about it because Nigerians are dumb. Very dumb people. The only thing they will even do, they will start attacking people who are telling them the truth. They will attack people who are telling them the truth. So that is the situation. So that is why I said I believe that the Nigerian people are very dumb and we are not ready to change yet. If you see the way, now let me give you an example. If you see the way anything about Nnamdi Kanu, if they are talking anything about Nnamdi Kanu on social media, go to the comment section. So many people are in support of Nnamdi Kanu. There is no doubt about that. But you will still see some persons who will come out there to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is this, Nnamdi Kanu is that. And the person telling you that in their village, they are no longer going to farm. The person telling you that Nnamdi Kanu is that in his own village or in her own village, they are not going to farm. That is to show you how dumb the Nigerians are.
That is what I'm telling you, because like in that Southeast, we have people that have been compromising because in one or two ways they are benefiting from these selfish politicians, because they believe that their daily meal comes from these guys. They will go to the extra length to defend them at the detriment of their people. That is the major issue we are having. If we have like 2 or 3 Nnamdi Kanu from Southeast, the liberation of Biafra, it could have become a hatred by now. When we have a bunch of people that compromise because of their daily need, they don't have the interest of the people at hand, they don't have their interest of the people at heart. The only concern with their personal gain or personal interest. You can't tell me what happened in Enugu in issues of local government. That's supposed to be an eye-opener that these people, they are not ready to help us. They are not ready to come to our aid. That we need to fight for ourselves. We need to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu is released.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be way forward. But most of them, their interest based on what they will gain from their oppressor.
The other day,
About the,
yeah, I wanted to tell you that the other day, the former Abia governor, Socio-political Kanu, who is in the Senate, he came to Channels Television and he was saying that they should forget about them who are just talking about one Nigeria, that their people are suffering, that they are pretending to love one Nigeria. Why is he saying that? They know the truth, but they don't want to say the truth. Maybe he's hoping that next election they will make him the Senate president. So these people gamble because of their interest against the interest of the masses. So that is the problem.
That is why Nigerian politicians, when we cannot hope on them. I keep on saying it, they only fight for their interests. We can never depend on Nigerian politicians to help us fight for whatever we are facing in this country. So I always say it, the way forward to end insecurity or for the freedom of Southeast is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe when Tinubu government came in, I thought they are intelligent, that that is the first issue they will address by releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But up to now, I don't know that the government is so dumb that they don't know what to do. Because how do you know that they release Nnamdi Kanu? All this insecurity we are facing in Southeast, it will never be there. Because with the presence of Mars, yes, I know what he could have done to end insecurity. The Tinubu government, they are not helping issue. It's all about the selfish interest. Preparing for 2027. That is what all of them are planning to.
All right. With the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, do you think in 2027 that a lot of people will have interest to come out to talk about voting?
Are you the one saying this? Are you not a Nigerian? These people, they know how to. They know how to
never participate.
Yes, that's for your own self. But others, the other name for them is compromise. They can easily compromise for a cup of rice. These people are the ones that will be killing you, but when it's time that they need you, they will come to you with a sweet mouth coated with sugar. And you, because they are vulnerable, you will still believe them. You will support them. Forget about it. 2027 is our time. They will still come around. And these people will still, yes, give them that listening ear to lie to them. That is the problem we are facing. Because if maybe we know where we are going, we should stand with one voice. Because these people, they have troubled us enough.
How do you think that the citizens can civilly disobey and civilly rebel to make sure that the powers that be did not go free with all these things, especially when it comes to the election? Because if you say you are abstain from
take for instance, like this sit-at-home that have been going on.
Yeah.
If for example, on the day of this election they are talking about, yes, they come with one voice. Let's sit at home. These people that have not been helping us. You sit at home. From there they will know that yes, there is problem. But okay, if you like pronounce okay, let's sit at home. because of election. You see, some people will still come out. That is the problem we are facing. First of all, they need to go with one voice and stand by it.
That is right.
Because I believe there are a lot of people that have been compromised. That is the major issue.
You see, and that is why we need the people that has much influence. Someone like Nnamdi Kanu. You know that if Nnamdi Kanu is out, if he said they should do this, they will do that. If he said no election, there will not be election. If he said there is election, there will be election. You see, that is the reason why these people are holding this man.
The federal government, they know how influential the man is. That is why they are holding him. They know that he's the mouthpiece of Southeast. This is the only man that will tell them this is what we will do, and the Southeast they will obey. Because that is the only leader they have. That is the only man that is fighting for them. That's why the federal government, they don't want to release him. They know the influence of the man. And the man, they have given him so many offers for him to compromise.
Of course.
But he never accepted it because he believed in the fight that he's fighting for. And these are the people that we need in Southeast for us to actualize the creation of Biafra.
It's all right. Now, and let's just chip in some things about the issue of the rascality going on the Senate floor. But before that,
Governor, what they are interested is politics. To show you that I'm the one interested in this state. What has been going on in Rivers State? Samai saw. The governor himself, his own interest is for his own people. But the guy that brought him to power, we know the guy.
Wiki.
Yes, his major interest, let me be the one in charge of this state. That's why I say supremacy of power, who will be in charge of this state. That has been what has been going on in Rivers State. And the rebellions, they know the truth. But most of them, because that they are daily need, that's what I'm talking about, they know where it comes from. Those that are loyal to Wiki, they know that the line that this man is trading is not good for our justice. But because that their daily need come from this man's pocket, they will support him at the detriment of the rebellions. Kubara is a man. Because how did he could have been a pocket governor, they would have pocketed him that, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you will do. By using a River State fund to finance the affairs of the federal government or their own selfish interest. But this man, he don't want to compromise. His major interest is the interest of the River State.
Do you think politicians are trustworthy, including for Bara?
Politicians, no, you can't believe in politicians. Politicians, they are never trustworthy. Because I believe before you are brought into power, there must be an agreement. When we talk about that, and Kubara, being a man of his own, you know that, okay, this thing, I need to leave a legacy for my own self. So that is all this thing. You need to, yes, you believe that, yes, me on my own, my name is Kubara. Before I leave office, I need to do something for my people. And the other guy was like, whatever I need to do, I'll be the one that will approve it. And the guy is, okay, no, I'm in charge. So it's all about supremacy of power. That is what is going on in River State.
So where is it going to end?
Because
where is all these things going to end? Is it not the same poor masses that are suffering?
The poor masses are the ones suffering now. But the poor masses are the ones that did they know the same poor masses you are talking about, are they not the ones that are maybe supporting the former governor? Some of them are the ones supporting the former governor. Because they don't know that everything is at the detriment of River State. Okay, you say you want to impeach an elected governor. What is his offense? There's no offense because he never listened to okay, the guy that claimed to be a godfather that bought phone for the legislative members, that is the House of Assembly. That's why you guys want to impeach him. So the fight in River State is all about selfish interest. That's what I'm also talking about. It's the policy of power to say that okay, I'm the one in charge of River State. It's not for the interest of River State or the masses. That's the politics they are playing in Nigeria. It's all about politics. They don't talk about governance, the interest of the people.
All right. So that is a part, because I'm just concerned for the people of the rivers, just the masses, because the crisis in rivers that will come, they will turn rivers to a place like Zamfara, both insecurity and so on and so forth. During the time of local government election in rivers, this local government that the Supreme Court just cancelled, you remember that person, they said it was one of the weakest supporters who was carrying a bomb, and the bomb exploded near the airport and cut off his hand. Nobody talks about it up to today because he is connected to the powers that be. So I know that a lot of things could be happening. All my interest is just for the poor masses who have been suffering and who will continue to suffer because they don't know their left from their right. Anyway, that is a part. And let's hope about this issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Let's see how it's going to be, whether they are going to grant, the transfer of his case to the Southeast. The court belongs to the government. And ordinarily, they should not be afraid to transferring his case to the Southeast, because the Federal High Court in the Southeast and Federal High Court in Abuja, all of them have the same jurisdiction to entertain the matter. So it's just like when you transfer a sitting from one room to the another room, but who knows whether they are going to grant the injunction to transfer it. He's still suing the federal government 100 billion damages for violating his fundamental right and, prolonged and illegal detention and so on and so forth. So there are going to be some fire legal work ahead, but let's see how it goes. Thank you so much, Elijah.
Thank you, my brother. When I talk about Nnamdi Kanu case, the guy has suffered a lot at the hands of the federal government. First, he was kidnapped. He was kidnapped from Kenya down to Nigeria. And two, they are not giving him a fair hearing. So at first, I thought that these two local governments, they will be intelligent. They are the first assignment that they need to deliver is to free Nnamdi Kanu. Up till now, I wasn't believing that they will be holding Nnamdi Kanu to this present moment. But Nigeria is all about politics. Now you need to know that they are playing politics with Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm appealing to Nigerian government. They should do the needful and free Nnamdi Kanu. Because free Nnamdi Kanu, it will solve so many issues. Take for instance, like insecurities in Southeast, it will come to my end.
It's all right. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Let's hope for the best for Nnamdi Kanu. And the most important thing that made people to always support him is because of integrity. If Nnamdi Kanu wanted to drop the Biafra agitation and get free, it's something he's just supposed to do within the twinkle of an eye, and he will get out of there.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.